Hello, everybody. Oh, wait. Okay. Yeah, we're good. So I just got an ad on my own video, which is okay. But it had a boxer puppy on it, so that made me happy. So, how is everyone doing? Man, I'm actually surprised there's as many of you here as there are, being that I totally forgot it's Super Bowl Sunday. I don't partake in football in any way, so I always forget about that. So, yeah. We'll just go ahead and get it out of the way right now for those of you who are here late. I know Tana's here, well, on vacation again. And I think there's a few of you here that are, it's late for you. So next week it is apparent as of now that we are not going to have a video. So it was one of those weeks. Things got away from me. Yeah. I mean, I guess technically inspiration could crush me over the head right now. And I could hurry and blast something out, but then I'd still have to do all of the editing and processing and everything. So, I don't think that's going to happen. I know. I'm sorry, you guys. It happens sometimes, but, you know, that was one of the things that I said that I was going to be a little bit more gentle with myself about this year was, you know, not trying to force it and just saying, okay, well, it didn't happen this week and that's okay. I have to, you know, not stress out about it. So, yeah, so no video this week. I'm sorry. I know I suck really bad, but, yeah, I'll be able to get ready on next week. So Pat doesn't know what the Super Bowl is. Good. Keep it that way. So thank you guys. Thank you for understanding. Yeah. So I know that a lot of you in the, like, the Midwest and the East U.S., man, you guys are getting blasted with this, what are they calling it, the polar vortex? Oh my gosh, things are horrible there. I hope it's getting a little bit better. We've actually been in the 40s here, which is super warm for this time of year. That's super warm. And it's been raining for the last couple of days, so that's kind of nice. Kind of melting off our snow a little bit, but it's supposed to turn into snow in the next couple of days. But yeah, man, that just watching what's going on with you guys over there is so scary. I can't even believe that. Like, half of that area was negative 40 yesterday, and it was like, my car has, you know, the little temperature readout thing that says what the temperature is outside, and it's always about 5 degrees warmer than what it actually is. But yesterday it was 53 here. So it was at least in the mid to high 40s. So yeah, kind of weird how stuff is happening. But oh, Lee, are you getting snow? No, you're not getting snow. It's in the middle of summer for you. Yeah, it's negative 40. Oh my gosh. Wow, wow, wow. So we were actually going to try and, sorry, Cindy. We were actually going to try and sleep in Beulah last night with Mr. Moon, because Mr. Moon he's been in there before, but he's never spent the night in there. So we took Mr. Moon and all of his furniture, you know, meaning litter box too, and Olaf, and we went and hung out in there. And then in the middle of the night, Vince and I woke up and we're like, both of us were like, I can't breathe, like I can't catch a full breath. And he was like, me too. And I said, and my head hurts. And he said, me too. So it turns out that just the smell of the cat litter, I don't mean like, it wasn't dirty, it was just, you know, it's like that scented cat litter, it's dusty. The smell of it, we were like, nope. So we went back in the house. So I'm also a little bit tired today, because that was at 2 o'clock this morning. So anyway, I guess we'll go ahead and get started. I think I'm since I had a bit of a headache and I'm kind of tired today, I'm not really like fully here. So we'll just kind of play the video in the background and you guys can keep me entertained and chat, and I'll chat with you. And if you have a question you want to ask about the video, go for it. And if it just ends up being background noise while we talk, then that's what it ends up being. But yeah. So let's go ahead and get started on that. Let me know if the audio is too loud on my video compared to my voice, of course, as always. Also, you liked it, Kelly? Good. I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad. I would like to know, what kind of things do you guys want to paint? What kind of things do you guys want to see? What kind of techniques do you want to learn? Tell me what you'd like to see here, like in the immediate future. I think I'm ready to start doing some spring paintings because I kind of feel like I need it. This has been a brutal winter, and I'm about done with it. But good. I'm glad to hear it. Carrie wants to figure out Fauvism. Kelly wants cityscapes. Fast, loose, and bold, impressionistic. Gretchen, a lady after my own heart. Lots of cityscapes. Close-up flowers. Landscapes. Florals. 3 to 4 months of winter, Pat. What? Fantasy, like what, Sherelle? What kind of... No flowers, Donna says. Chernobyl is like my #1 place that I am so fascinated with, Deb. You can actually do tours through Pripyat now. They're very guided tours. They are very expensive. They're very controlled, and you have to have radiation tests afterwards. But you know what? I would do it. I want to go there really, really bad. I'm not great at flowers either. I don't really understand fantasy landscapes, so I'm going to need some help with that, guys. It's not something I've ever really delved into, so I don't really know what you mean by fantasy. So give me some ideas. And dragons. I don't know if I could do a dragon. I don't know much about them. I'll have to look and see what I think, but I don't know that that's something I'd be able to do. Welcome, Sylvie. Oh, okay, Pat. I understand you're 3 to 4 more months of winter. Oh, okay. Like the fantasy, what did I call that? Fantasy Zen tree. Castle on a hill with lots of trees. Fairies. I don't know that I could do fairies. I don't do human forms really well. No glitter. Yes, I did actually see the Chernobyl Diaries, and I was not pleased with it. We'll just say that. And apparently it is based on some guy's actual supposed diaries, which I don't find to be... that's not believable. Okay. the tree in the cave, that type of fantasy. I can come up with something more like that. I do like things like that. As far as like figures go, like, I don't know that I mean, it's not my forte. It's something that I would have to work super, super hard at. And so I'm not saying never, but not next week. Oh, okay. The perception of glitter. Got it. Ooh, Sylvie. I kind of like that. Like that famous cave in France, huh? With the cave paintings. Silhouettes. I know, Carrie, that's what I said. No, really, go look it up. It's based on his books called Chernobyl Diaries. And he says that he wrote it after actually living through those experiences, which I find actually kind of offensive. Having watched it, I'm like, these poor people were victims and you're turning them into cannibals. So that was, I didn't like that. Anything as long as we've never done it before. Lee struggles with trees. Trees. Oh, I love trees. We'll always do more trees. Pat, you know what? I did actually think of that. And honestly, I actually had one that I was working on earlier this week. And then, like I said, the week just got away from me. So it is something that I want to revisit. And I will probably look at doing that for next week. Since I already started it, it's already, you know, fresh in my mind. And it will include trees. So, oh, Shannon, you know what? I'm always up for that. Right now, I feel like I need just a little bit of bright color, flowers, sun, which is so not me. So if I'm craving that, I've got to get it quick. But, you know, I'm always down for the moody paintings. We'll get some going. We'll get some going. You know, Deb, I used to be kind of embarrassed about how many trees I painted. Whenever I painted something, I was like, yeah, it's another tree. I'm sorry, it's all I've got. And so I went for a long time not painting trees because I was like, I paint too many trees. And now I really regret kind of putting trees on the back burner and not painting them as much, because there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with having kind of your signature thing. I have a friend who is an amazing illustrator. An amazing illustrator. You guys should look him up. I think he's got a business Facebook page. Hang on, let me look. Yeah. You guys should go onto Facebook, and he used to be on Instagram, but I think he deleted his Instagram account, and search for Hat Robot, all one word. It's hat and robot run together. Anyway, he's a good friend of mine. He's an incredible illustrator, and almost every single one of his images includes a pair of like weathered old hands. And I'm like, see, Chris he doesn't feel bad about always drawing hands. I shouldn't feel bad about always painting trees. So don't feel bad that you always paint the same thing. If somebody says, oh, don't you paint the same thing over and over, don't worry about that. You keep doing what you love. But go check out Hat Robot, because he's amazing. Ooh, a yellow ochre sky with purple trees. I've been wanting to do some white trees for a while now. There's this place where Vince and I like to go for walks, and there's this one section. I might have taken it. We went there yesterday. I might have taken a picture, but anyway, there's this place there's this area in it with these trees that are so tall, and like they've been dead for a long, long time. The trunks have no bark on them, and the wood is just bleached pure white, and like all the little branches are broken off, so it's just like the trunks and then like the main branches coming off, and they're so incredible looking. Let me see if it doesn't look like I took a picture of it. I think Vince did, though. I'll see if he'll text me one. Yeah, white trees can be really fun. You guys are like totally speaking my language here. Old barns, old school buses in a field, white trees. Look at how many of you are like egging me on with these dead white trees and like run down barns and stuff in fields. It's almost like you guys know me. I'm not sure what that is, Deb, but it sounds lovely. Bye, Michelle. Have a good time. Good, Lisa. I'm so glad to hear that. I actually, you know what? I should tell you guys. Okay, in fact, let me pause this. So sometimes I don't know if you guys have noticed this about me. You probably have. Yeah, no, I'm not going to bust out a dead white tree video by Tuesday. Sometimes if I don't have any accountability, I don't do anything. So, I need you guys to ask me how things are going on what I'm going to show you. No, it is not going to be a tutorial. Okay, it's just a for me thing. This is probably going to be one that takes me a couple of weeks to do. However, I was thinking about doing like a super time-lapse version of it, and recording a little bit of like, oh, this is what I did, or here's what I was thinking, or, you know, just a little bit of commentary to it, and sharing it with you guys. So, but if you guys don't keep bugging me about it, I may just decide I'm too busy to do it. But since I'm not doing a video this week, now I have time to actually think about it. So, several days ago, it might have been Tuesday or Wednesday, I took an image, I built a grid, and I gridded this out. And just doing this grid, which it's a 1-inch grid, but then in 2 areas I had to go 1/2-inch grid because of the detail, and it probably took me an hour and a half or so to grid this and draw it. So next is painting it. So can anybody tell what it is? And hopefully I don't totally screw it up, but ta-da! See, I had to 1/2-inch grid the hands, and I had to 1/2-inch grid the face. And her face looks a little portly here. It looks like she has a double chin, but it's just because that's where there's a shadow. I just marked out the shadow area, but yeah, she looks a little chubby in the face. So, yeah, we'll see how that goes. So, keep, yeah, keep on me about that one. Ask me how that's going after, if you don't hear anything. This is making me absolutely crazy. If you don't hear anything about her for a little while, oh, much better. Ask me. And I can't wait to see it finished either. I don't know if it will ever be finished. Chances are I'll totally mess up. But, you can always start over. Yeah. So anyway, that's what I'm excited to work on right now. Hopefully it's one that I'll finish. But I did record the process of me gridding it and sketching it on there and everything I think even in super fast mode, it would be several minutes long because it was about an hour and a half to do just that. Oh no, are you getting some lagging? Thank you, thank you. Looks like YouTube says my stream is good today for a change. Cindy, I think it's kind of one of my, like, dig down into the meditative Zen things, kind of like the original Buddha that I did, where I just, like, let myself get lost in teeny little details. So that's probably what this one will be, too. It will be, you know, less loose and less impressionistic and a little bit more, I hate to say closer to Da Vinci's work, because let's be real about that, but it'll be closer to that style, a little bit more of the realistic. Anyway, that's what I'll be going for. Shannon, just sometimes, you know, sometimes my week just happens like that. And, you know, this happens or whatever, or I just don't come up with any good ideas. And this week it just seemed like a bunch of those things. So, but I have a couple extra days now to get started on next week's painting, so that's good. It's not going to be a tutorial, Gretchen. Yeah, I don't think that I could paint her quick enough to, I mean, maybe in like a really, like a cheesy, cartoony way I could, but I don't want to do that. I mean, after I've done it once, kind of like when I did the Buddha, after I've done it once, maybe I'll be able to look at it and say, oh, okay, I could simplify it a little bit, but as of this moment, I'm not making any plans for that. Ooh, good, Pat. Yeah, I've treated it exactly like any of my other canvases. I haven't noticed any difference with it. The texture is slightly smoother than the stretched canvas by Fredericks that I use, but it's because they're the different levels of canvas. But yeah, I really like those canvas pads. I haven't had any problems with them. Thank you, Lisa. Thank you. Oh, Shannon, you know what? Friend, do it in little tiny pieces. Seriously. That's what I said in the video, too. Do it in little pieces. Use it as you time, you know? Find a way to take 10 minutes for yourself every day. 20 minutes. Whatever it is. You know? Just sketch it out and then let that be what you did for the day. The next day, come back and, you know, scrub in your shadows. Scrubbing in the shadows is super quick. You can do that in one sitting and let that be it for the day. Come back the next day, scrub in your highlights, and that's it for the day. Just break it down into little manageable pieces, you know? Even if it's like, okay, every night before I go to bed, I'm going to take 20 minutes. This is 20 minutes for myself, and I'm just going to do this. You know? You have to be able to do that for yourself. Good, Pat. Yeah, I would really like to do more like that. If you have any images in mind, clearly they would need to be either royalty-free or images that I could totally change that, you know, just use for inspiration. If you have any images along that line, you know, I like a lot of texture. I like a lot of opportunity to mess with strong contrast in shadow and light. Send them to me. Because sometimes I have a hard time finding them, or else I see it and I'm like, meh. Or I start scrolling for like ever and I just totally miss things and don't even see them. So feel free to send me ideas like that. Absolutely. I know how that goes, Shannon. Yeah, set your little timer. Set a timer. 20 minutes. Or, you know, do the tomato timer thing that we talked about. I still need to give you guys information on the cut and dry version of the tomato timer. But take a timer on your phone. Set it for 25 minutes, which is the standard timer for the tomato timer technique. 25 minutes and just start painting. Don't think about what the timer's doing. Don't think about anything else. Paint, 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 paint. When that timer goes off, stop painting. And I found that when I do that, I'm much more productive. And I probably should have done that this week. Maybe that would have helped me out. So I will remember my own advice, and I will tomato timer for the rest of this next week. Maybe I'll come out with a video. I did do like a super quick, it was probably like a 15-minute watercolor of a poppy field. So I don't know if that's something you guys would be interested in. I can show you that in a little bit. I don't even know where it went, but I can show you that and see if that's something you'd be interested in doing sometime. Yeah, Sylvie, I've wanted to do some of the little cactuses. So that's definitely in the plans. Yes. No, Pat, that horse was gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Yeah, Atra, it's working time. Yeah, you mean the tomato timer? That's working time. You know, second you hit start, just start working and do as much as you can until that timer goes off, and then stop. Good, Carrie, go. I dare you. I double dare you to go paint right now. Turn this video off and go. Because when the mood strikes, when the inspiration hits, you have to go do it that minute. Because if you don't, inspiration and desire to do it are so fleeting. If you wait until this dumb video is over, it's going to be gone. So go do it right now. You can watch this on replay later. My throat is really dry. Atra, yep. Yep. I mean, you can pick out your colors beforehand if you like. Any watercolor. Nice, Deb. Thank you. And thanks for reminding me, because I got to get in there. And I need to change the forum link for the month. So that's coming pretty quick. Good, Atra. Do it. Bye, Carrie. Have fun. Bye, Kelly. You have a good time, too. Enjoy, Donna. I can't wait to see. I'm really glad to hear that, Kelly. You know, it's like I said last week when I was showing you the geode. It's not my favorite. It's not my favorite ever. I almost didn't release it. It was not everyone's favorite video ever. It barely got any views, which is okay, but it kind of sucks because it drags down my whole channel. But, you know, whatever. So they can't all be winners, can they? I don't think I did, Cindy. It's like I said, it's been one of those weeks. I haven't been on Instagram even this week, so I need to go through Instagram and get caught up. So I'll make it a point to get in there and see that. Let me see if I can find the poppies that I was working on a few days ago, and we'll see what you guys think. Like I said, they were super, super easy. Very, very quick. I swear this thing took me like 15 minutes. It's a very loose, very, very loose. It's my super, super loose poppies. I have no idea where the camera is up here, apparently. So, if you think you're interested in something like that, we can do that at any point. Just a quick pew. So, and I can probably figure out like daffodils and, you know, all kinds of bright flowery stuff. These are super easy flowers. Super, super easy. And I think I did these with Let's see, the grass, the green is Daniel Smith. I think the center of the flowers is Daniel Smith, but the poppies themselves are P.H. Martin's. But it doesn't really matter. Yes, Cindy, that's watercolor. Thanks, Michelle. Oh, Deb, I want to see, did you post that? Yes, Michelle, I'm so glad to hear that. Oh, how cool, Tan. Did you get any photos? Well, I guess you probably couldn't take photos, huh? I would just be really interested to see how they were done. Oh, is it on your Instagram, Deb? I don't have to post it again. I can go look. Do you have hummingbirds out right now, Eileen, in the snow? I think our hummingbirds migrate. I'm pretty sure we don't have hummingbirds this time of year. But in the summer, they hang out in my backyard, which is weird because I don't have flowers because I kill flowers. So there's no flowers. I think there's a bush in my backyard that gets some little tiny white flowers on it. But there's always hummingbirds just like hanging in the middle of my backyard. Just like this. I'm like, what are you doing? There's nothing here for you. But there he is, just like this in the middle of the backyard, looking at nothing. Oh, Lisa, I did see that. I thought that was so beautiful. If you wanted me to do a tutorial for something like that, you could send it to me. I'll look at it. If you don't want me to, don't. But it was beautiful. You did wonderful on that. Tan, I mean, technically you can paint anything you want, even if it's under copyright. The thing is what you can do with it, you know? I mean, if you're going to paint it for yourself just to learn it and you're not doing anything with it, I mean, nobody can stop you. Can you, like, sell it or, you know, any of that? That's something totally different. But the answer is, yeah, technically you're allowed to paint whatever you want. You just can't do whatever you want with everything that you paint. So, yeah. Lisa, you can email them to me. It's artmonsterjane@gmail.com, and then I'll type it in the chat too. Make sure that you put, like, in the subject line, like, suggestions, things like that. Images for suggestions, something, just so I know. Because sometimes my time is so limited getting into email that, like, I look to see, is there something super important that I got to get to right now? And even then, those get missed sometimes. But, yeah. But, yeah, I'm, of course, open to inspiration and suggestions and ideas, you guys. So, especially from you guys. You guys are like my front line, you know. If there's something you guys want, if there's something you guys want to learn, you want to do, I need you to tell me. Because I'm going to listen to your suggestions before anybody else's. Love the long liner work on the geode. Yes, Pat. Good, good, good. I'm glad to hear that. I hope my long liners get back in stock soon. Whenever I use a certain type of brush in a video, like when it's kind of featured, I end up selling a lot more of those, and of course I had to use my long liner and kind of feature that one, and I'm completely out of them. But my order has been in for a couple of weeks now, so I'm hoping that it's not too much longer. My manufacturer is funny because sometimes I'll put in like a big order, and one time I got it in 2 weeks. I'm like, this is not right. How did I get this in 2? How did they make all of those brushes in 2 weeks? But they did. And then sometimes I'll put in kind of like a medium small order, and like 2.5 months later, I'm like, so do you know when I'm gonna get that? So when I say I have no idea when they're coming in, I legit, like, there's no rhyme or reason. One time it was 5 months. One time it was 2 weeks. Thank you, Shannon. I'm pretty fond of that thing, too. Oh, Lisa, you're so sweet. I appreciate you so much. Eileen, yeah, but then I get lots of emails. When is that going to be back? And I'm like, I don't know. Nice, Pat. I think sometimes with Canada, some countries, everything gets taxed. But I think with Canada, as long as the order is under $100, I think that they don't charge you a tax. That's my assumption anyway. This was my favorite part of the painting, Jennifer. I really liked this part. Well, hello, Dina. Welcome. And if I missed anyone else, too. Sometimes I get yakking and I see someone and I'm like so familiar with you. So I assume, oh, they've been here this whole time. And then really you just came in and I never said hi to you. So if that happened, I apologize. Jennifer, I kind of feel like that might have happened with you. So if so, I apologize. Hello. Gretchen, I think you absolutely could. So I don't know how the inks react differently to watercolor, but you know what would be really fun? So with watercolor, you can lay out like a little puddle of color and then drip, like clean water right into the middle, and it kind of pushes it out. And then it's lighter colored on the inside, and all of the darker watercolors push to the edge. And then as it dries, it forms a darker ring on the edge. Likewise, you can drip rubbing alcohol into it, and that like immediately dries the center and forces all of the paint to the outer edge. So I bet if you had a lot of patience, you like watching paint dry, which, guilty, and you really planned it out, I bet with some water, some rubbing alcohol, and watercolor paint, you could easily do a very detailed geode with really nice rings. Oh, I'm sorry, Atra. All right, Lee, I'll go check it out. No, Sylvie, I'm sorry. We're going to end up not having a painting next week. It's just been one of those weeks. And I feel really bad because I just came back from break. And so, but everybody here has been very sweet and is sending me ideas for some stuff. So, yeah, hopefully next week we're back on track and cracking out some awesome paintings. But this week, I kind of suck this week. I'm sorry. Maybe I'll see if I can do like a quick little demo, maybe just for you guys, just like a super quick demo sometime. I would have to record it, otherwise we'd all be sitting here watching paint dry, of what I'm talking about forcing the paint to the outer edges in watercolor to do a painting similar to this. Yeah, you could do a spray bottle too. I'm kind of afraid a spray bottle would burst it too much, but a possum! I love possums. Oh, for the JAMSS session, Pat, the time change? The last time I looked, it looks like the number one is the Saturday early afternoon. So, which, you know, usually when we do our live directed. So we can try that. And then we had Saturday afternoon into evening was the next one. And then strangely, the next one after that was Wednesday afternoon. So we can try a Wednesday afternoon, man. I don't mind. So, oh no, Sylvie, don't feel bad. I mean, I feel bad that I'm not doing that for you guys, but no, don't feel bad about asking. Of course you're going to ask. You know, that's part of what you guys come here for. So, yeah, I've got some alcohol in a little spray bottle too. I like to keep rubbing alcohol in a spray bottle and then water in a spray bottle. And yeah. And, oh, Gretchen, Sylvie could actually show you some paintings that she's done using rubbing alcohol with acrylic. So that's really cool. Also, one of my favorite artist teachers, Bob, what's his name? Burridge? Bob Burridge, I think, something like that. He uses rubbing alcohol in a reductive way with acrylic. So what I mean is he'll like paint a background and let it dry completely, and then he'll paint more paint on top of it, like black or something. Let's say he does like a red underpainting, he'll paint black on top of it, and before the black has a chance to dry all the way, he'll take a paper towel with rubbing alcohol on it and like scratch out a human figure. It's really, really interesting, and you can find all of his stuff on YouTube. Really, he does really cool work. I just love his work. Yeah, exactly. Live on Tuesday and jams the next day. If that were the case, maybe we would like skip the weekend, and so our Wednesday jams would be for the previous week's video. I mean, we can mess with it and do it however you guys feel like is going to work best for you. Dina, I actually was kind of throwing around some palette knife ideas this week. Honestly, there were a few. I did get some chance to paint this week. I just didn't get any opportunity to really drill down into something and solidify it. But one of them was kind of a redux of an older painting, and two of them had palette knife work in them. So yeah. Vodka poppies. Would that be Popov poppies? Oh. I probably pronounced that wrong, but it sounded good. What colors did you get, Eileen? You guys are making me want to go buy more Daniel Smiths, and I already have one of those little palettes full, and if I buy more, then I have to buy another palette and take them all out and make sure that they're all in, you know, the rainbow order that I want them in, and then I have to make another color chart. See what you're doing to me? Yeah, we can do something like that, Sylvie. No live directed this week. I am still kind of under the gun. We could do one this coming week. As long as I'm able to get a video going, then we can probably do one on the 9th. That's this coming Saturday. Otherwise, it would end up waiting until the 16th, which is just the Saturday after that. So, but yeah, I want to get one of those going soon too. Absolute poppies. Those dang computers, huh, Jennifer? I'm so glad there's so many of you here hanging out with me today, you guys. I really thought, I bet there's like 5 people. And we'll just kind of sit here and look at each other and then be like, all right, see you next week. Snow camping, Pat. Vince and I, we didn't snow camp, But when we were in St. George, it was so cold that we might as well have snow camped. There was just not snow on the ground. Welcome, Vince. I'm glad you're here. Nice, nice colors, Eileen. The K word. He's not in the bathroom right now, Eileen. Mm-mm. Yeah, I walked into the bathroom a few days ago, you guys, and there was a bag of pork rinds in the bathroom. And it was really ridiculous when I shouted across the house, "Why are there pork rinds in the bathroom?" I'm really glad you're here too, Dina. We've missed you. It's always nice when you're able to show up.
We need to tell them why it was in the bathroom.
I don't know why the pork rinds were in the bathroom because you told me not to question your shame eating.
It was because Olaf.
Oh, okay. Because he was hiding from Olaf. He said he took him to the bathroom to eat them so that he could eat them in peace without Olaf staring him down, begging him for pork rinds. Poor Olaf had surgery earlier this week. But he's doing good. You'd never even know. He had just like a really big cyst on his neck that he had since he was a puppy. It's not something new. It was just like getting to the point where his harness would put pressure on it, and I was worried that it was uncomfortable for him or whatever. So we had that removed, and he's doing good, but now he kind of looks like Frankenstein, which is kind of rad. Blame it on the dog. No, he's good. He's good. The only thing is because where it's placed, it's kind of, like this. He can't wear either a collar or a harness. So he can't go anywhere with this. Like, we usually take him with us everywhere we go. Like, if we're going to the... No, I didn't want it to explode, Eileen. That's true. It was really almost the size of a golf ball. It was huge. If we go to the grocery store for a minute, we take him with us, So he wears a seatbelt, so he has to wear a harness, so he doesn't go flying if we have to slam on the brakes. But he can't go anywhere with us right now. So, not until he gets his stitches out. Oh, welcome, Janice. But he's good. He doesn't seem like he's in any pain. He's just as crazy and obnoxious as always. Yeah, it would be a big sponge. Jennifer, as long as Olaf is in his presence, Moon is happy. Oh no, Sherelle, that sounds horrible. But if it's just a fatty tumor, it shouldn't be painful for her. Oh, no, Lisa, trust me. He's had plenty of pork rinds. I would say that 99% of the time Vince eats pork rinds. Olaf also eats pork rinds. I guess there was just that 1% where Vince is like, taking these to the bathroom. Sometimes we've had to, hide to eat bananas, too. Because that's his other favorite food. He can't hear me call his name from 3 feet away. I'm like, Olaf, and he just ignores me. But I can be on the other side of the house and crack a banana stem, and he's like, boom, and he's there sitting there staring at me. Give me some banana. So of course, every time one of us eats a banana, Olaf also eats banana. I don't know how bananas became his favorite food, but He goes nuts for him. Are they really, Barbara? See, I'd never met a dog that loved banana before. I think it's so weird. All of our dogs love bananas? I thought it was just mine. Pat, I think... No, we don't do football in this house at all. In other places, they call them hog lumps or pork scratchings. I think scratching sounds gross. It's just like deep fried pork fat, I guess. I'm not in love with them, but... Hey, Vince.
Yeah.
This space heater just fell over. Can you move that before the house goes en fuego?
Okay.
Thank you. Olaf doesn't care for carrots. He'll eat them. If we give him something, he's going to eat it. But he loves green beans and spinach. No. Just put it on the floor. It's fine. Loves green beans and spinach.
He also loves plastic.
That sounds lovely, Sylvie. I'm not going to try and pronounce that because I'll make a fool of myself. It is, Pat, yeah. We're having quite the eclectic conversation today. Yeah, chicharrones. Yes, Janice, thank you. Yeah. It's a husband thing. Pork rinds. Ooh, yeah, Olaf doesn't get broccoli because he's a boxer and they already have sensitive intestinal tracts. But yeah, he loves green beans. He does not get broccoli or cauliflower, though. Well, we don't really eat a lot of cauliflower because it looks like a brain, so it grosses me out. So I don't eat cauliflower. But I do love broccoli. You guys are learning way too much about me right now. So what else has been going on? Guys, tell me what's up with you. What have you been painting? What have you been doing with your day, with your, you know? I do love that blue. Thanks, Satra. I need to record another little snippet for Instagram, don't I? Like I did the little color mixing thing for this navy blue. I need to do another one. I want to do the red. What was the red that I made when we talked last week? It was cad orange and deep violet, I think. Yeah, cad orange and deep violet. Oh, wow. Yeah, the Google Translate, not so spot on all the time. Thank you, Dana. Yeah, I really, really like that color. It's very close to Prussian blue, I think. Well, Prussian blue might be a little bit more gray. Oh, Gretchen, I didn't mean to make you feel bad about that or make anyone feel bad about using that. It was... I felt bad afterwards. I'm like, I shouldn't have brought that up. I probably made some people feel bad. I didn't mean to make anybody feel bad. Nice, Eileen. Yeah, that Quinburn orange. Magical. Don't worry about it, Gretchen. Audra, it did take quite a while. Yeah. I think Endanthrine blue is much closer. In fact, Cindy, remember when you were using that golden Payne's Gray? And I was like, what color is that? It's so blue. And I said that the Liquitex one was not that blue. I think that the Liquitex Endanthrine, I've heard it both ways, is much closer to the golden Payne's Gray. So it's a very, very grayish blue like that. Thanks, Audra. That was my way of cheating. I'm like, hey, man, I didn't use time-lapse. Accomplished the same thing, though, didn't it? And it looks kind of fancy. Barbara, isn't it magical? Payne's is just, it's the best. And Gretchen, you can still say inspired by. It's fine. Oh, Janice, that Quinburn orange. It's magical. It mixes beautifully with any color. Just like, let's see, phthalo green. I only keep that color around for mixing. Same with diox and burnt umber. So now I can add Quinburn orange to that. Those are my mixing colors. Love them. How did I decide that Liquitex was the brand I like? It's the only brand I've ever used. I started with basics, then started accumulating heavy body, and so it's the only brand I've ever used. Yeah, Cindy, there's a huge difference. And I was kind of disappointed. I was like, well, I really like that one that Cindy was using. But like I said, the indanthrene, whatever, is really close to that golden color. Ooh, Gretchen, that sounds awesome. I guess not, Cindy. If I ever get it, I've been trying to get it. It's still sitting in my cart. I told you guys it was sitting in my cart last week. It's still sitting in my cart. If I ever get it and I use it, just use your golden Payne's Gray. In Liquitex, Deb? Or in the Daniel Smith? That Deb, man, she's in all of our heads, isn't she? Yeah, you know, that's one thing I haven't done yet with my Quinburn orange is use it for an underpainting. Well, I did in that candle that we did in the live directed. But that's the only time I've used it for an underpainting. I bet that makes a really excellent underpainting color. So I need to experiment with that more. Pat, because it gave me that little sketchy look that I wanted. And I don't really know. I don't know. Sometimes I'm too lazy to clean off a brush and pick a new one. And in the process, I end up taking twice as long as I should have to do something. Bye, Ma! Have a good dinner. Tell Rex hi. Yep. Sometimes my busy does get confused for lazy and vice versa. Oh, I will, Tan. Yeah, like I said, you might not have been here. I haven't been on Instagram all this week. So as soon as we're done here, I'll try and get caught up on Instagram. And I'll check that. But yeah, guys, if you see images on, you know, graphic stock or Pexels, I know Pexels is one that a lot of people are using now, Pixabay, you know, any of those kind of royalty-free sites. If you see any images that you think something that you'd really like to paint or it looks like it holds the opportunity for a technique you'd really like to learn, please feel free to to share that with me. Deb, I keep trying to justify that color because just the name green gold, and I'm like, ooh, and it's such a beautiful color, but I just can't justify buying green acrylic paint because I'm always, whenever I get a tube of green paint, I'm like, I'm not actually going to use this color in a landscape because I like to really have control of those nuances and mix my own greens. But man, that is such a beautiful color. I keep trying not to buy it, but I'm probably going to end up breaking down and buying it at some point. Cheryl, I've looked at Paint My Photo. I used to have an account there and then I deleted it because it's kind of a misnomer as far as I remember. There were a lot of people who were actually like, no, you do not have permission to paint my photo, or you can, but you can't do anything with it. So, because I signed up for that to look for images to paint for tutorials, and everything I found, for one reason or another, I couldn't use. And so I got frustrated with that and I deleted my account. Oh, is it transparent, Sylvie? Oh, it looked kind of opaque to me. That's interesting to hear. Yeah, Shannon, I've kind of had a couple of those images in mind too. So yeah, if you use Paint My Photo, please just make sure that you read the little license or like terms of use or whatever for each individual photo. Yeah, just make sure that you read that before you do anything with an image. Like I said, you are free to paint anything you want, really. It's what you can and can't do with it after that you have to be aware of. Ooh, that does sound lovely, Lee. I'd like to see that. Janice, I would really like to. Yeah. In fact, I've been working on something fairly specific for a few months now. It's nothing I've talked about yet, but I'm hoping that the focus on that will be watercolor primarily. So I'm hoping to get that going this year. I just really need some time when I can sit down and like kind of plan everything out. But yeah, that was going into this year. My goal was, get that knocked in the head and put it out there. So yeah, hopefully. And it will, like I said, include a lot of watercolor work. But it will be very non-specific watercolor work. So, you don't have to run out and buy Daniel Smith. You don't have to run out and buy, P.H. Martin's. You don't have to run out and you can use, I almost said Kraft. Kraft isn't like Kraft macaroni and cheese. Kraft with a K. Like Crayola acrylic or watercolor paints. Super cheap watercolor paints. Because it'll be more about the process than the outcome. So don't feel like you have to go buy nice, expensive watercolor paints. Half the time I'll probably say, grab a red, rather than being like, I'm using this red. Be like, just grab a red. And that's it. Very non-specific like that. All right, Donna, I'll go see as soon as we're done here. See, I like unspecific too. I was hoping you guys would be on board with that. Yeah, Deb, those dots are cool. If you guys are interested, you haven't ever bought any Daniel Smiths, but you're interested, buy their dot pages. Like Deb said, it's about $25. And there's 238 dots of color, but it's not just like looking at the color. They're little blobs of the watercolor paint, and you could paint with it. I think with those sheets, if you used the dots properly, you could make so many paintings. You could actually make paintings off of those sheets. You get to see what every single color they make looks like. You could actually take it and use it in a painting. They're really, really cool. Really worth the investment. Oh. So it's a different brand. Yeah, I haven't looked at the Liquitex one enough to know if it's opaque or not. I think I just assumed that it was, but I've never used it, so. I don't know. Do they have them on Amazon? Deb would probably know. I got mine at the Blake store. Nice, Atra. I love to hear that. Oh, okay. Cool. They do have them on Amazon. The border? What border, Pat? Oh, Atra, I want to see. I don't know if they deliver to Canada or not. I assume so. But I don't know for sure. Oh, is that what that was, Eileen? Those were your Daniel Smiths? Was that off of the card, or that was the colors that you actually have? I thought it looked like the very first page kind of looked like the what do they call it? Their interference? Is it Primatech? Thank you, Lee. Wow. I bet that was so much fun. I bet it took forever, but I bet it was so much fun. Yeah, what are the ones that have the dual, what do they call them? With the dual colors? Duochromes. Yeah. That's what I was talking about. That's what that first page of Eileen's notebook looked like, was the duochromes. Why does my phone keep coming unplugged? I keep plugging in my phone, and then I unplug it for some weird reason. Yeah. Welcome, Christine. I agree. Better late than never. And we still have a little ways to go, so that's perfect. Oh, take care of yourself, Christine. Hopefully your recovery is not too bad. Hopefully that's pretty quick. Deb, if you're afraid of overblending, remember the exercise from the blog, put it down, and leave it alone. How am I doing? I'm doing great. I get to hang out with my besties today. Yeah, if you did it as watercolor, you could totally do that. Do it reductive. Like get a paper towel or something, you know, lay down a little bit of color and then just kind of reduce it. Just swipe out with a dry paper towel little bits where you want some highlight. Lay down a little bit more, swipe out little bits again. Yeah, probably Sylvie. He just walked in here. Which one? Let me go look. I'm not sure which one that is. I don't know where my website is in here. Let's see. Is it the abstract painting, the elements of visual language? Is that the one? It's either Payne's Gray or Quinn Burn Orange, Shannon. Oh no. Jennifer, send it back immediately. Make them replace that. That's not good at all. Hi, Olaf. What are you doing? I wish you could pop up here so everybody can see you and say hi and see your Frankenstein neck. You're doing good, huh? He's got a tail that's waggly as ever. Don't you? Yeah. Right, Jennifer, that's what I was thinking. I was like, well, it did say abstract. So maybe the publishers are abstract too. Nice, sweet boy. Oh, you just got a drink of water, didn't you? Because you slimed Mama's leg. All right, get out. You're going to get stuck. Go. Uh-oh, you woke up Mr. Moon. He's meowing at you now. Good, good. I'm glad you got that replaced. It's a pretty cool book, isn't it? There's some really, really free concepts in there. Bye, Dina. It was good to see you. Some really interesting concepts that I know when I read it, I'm like, I can do that. I can like do something and then just take white paint and, you know, like just totally obliterate it. And yeah, that was kind of eye-opening. It's a fun book. A book about photos with no photos in it? Yeah, that's not good. Wow. Yeah, abstract can be really fun. It can be a lot of fun. Bye, Tan. Thanks for hanging out with us. Have fun. I'm jealous. You're always going off to fun places. Oh yeah, ATCs. Super behind on those. So here it is, February. I don't even know who my person for February is. And my January person hasn't even received their ATC from me. So I pretty much suck as an ATC person. Maybe if my January ATC person is nice, maybe I'll sit down and make it a point to get that done tonight. I thought that would elicit a wisecrack from my January ATC person, but so far it has not. My January person knows. Yeah, you can tell me my February person later after I get that January person's card out. Well, Eileen was my January person, so she already knows that I suck at my job. It is Eileen, but it was totally random, I promise. I picked a bunch of numbers and she was like, oh yay, one is me. So I figured, she doesn't really care. I can be a month and a half late on hers. She understands. But I don't know who February is. I'll find out tonight, and I promise not to make my February person wait as long as I made Eileen wait. That's true, Lisa. So she won't even notice if it's a few more weeks late. Good, Lee. Well, I can't wait to see it. I hope, did you see that I offered a couple of suggestions? I mean, if you've already got it started, I think the suggestions I offered probably weren't a lot of help, but... Oh, Eileen, that's cruel. Hello, Rhonda. Did I say hello to you earlier? I feel like I didn't. Good, Lee. I'm glad that that was helpful. See, Christina is. It's a pretty simple painting. Kinda. I know you. Oh, Chloe, hello. Hello, Chloe. I'm sorry. I forgot today. Don't we all, Deb? Don't we all? Kind of figure that these are our group therapy sessions. JAMSS Sessions stands for group therapy. Yeah, I think sometimes when you're watching, you know, if you don't know what's coming up, you know, you might kind of feel like it's a little complicated, but then after you know what's coming up and then you watch it again, you realize, oh, it's not. It's really not so complicated. And I feel that way with everything, like the Buddha we did. I don't feel like that was a complicated painting at all. You know, if you take it slow and, you know, if you're just patient with yourself, it's not difficult, but just looking at the finished product could make you feel like it was pretty difficult. Are you in Mexico again, Donna? Or are you still there? Didn't you go to Mexico a little while ago too? You just always globe-trotting around. Lucky. Wow. Good for you. Oh man, that's a nice long trip. Okay, Donna, make room. We're all going to come party with you in Mexico. Ah, got it. Hey, Eileen. Deb's just a hop, skip, and a jump. Wow, Donna. That sounds like fun. You guys plan it, I'll be there. That was kind of a joke, so Atra, please don't jump on that. I don't even have a passport, guys. How do I not have a passport? That's sad, isn't it? Bye, Cindy. I can't wait to see your Buddha. Oh, good. Atra, nothing. Oh no, Shannon. Spinny chairs are the best. Yeah, you have to have a passport for everything now. Yep. I think it was after September 11th. We had, we were able to go to Canada or Mexico without a passport, but nope. Passport for both now. I'm going to aim for the 9th, Shannon, but if not the 9th, then the 16th. So it's really going to depend on if I'm able to get something going for next week. Whenever I have a week like this and I'm stressed out because I didn't get a video done, then I'm stressed out that I'm not going to get one done for the next week too. So, yeah. Pat's pushing for the 16th. What? I've never heard of that, Eileen. See, no matter what I do, somebody's not going to be happy. Oh, Manly, that sounds scary. Yeah, I've got a good friend who lives in Queensland, and he was posting about the flood, and it sounds really scary. Jennifer. We'll see. I will, yeah, I'll do my best to get something acceptable worked out for you guys. On the 9th, though, ooh, that could be a long day for me. Because on the 9th, I was going to try out the new JAMSS Session time, which would be right around the time that we typically do our live directed. So we might end up having to push the live directed to the 10th. Or just leave it until the 16th. We might have to leave it till the 16th anyway. Yeah, Sylvia, it's pretty bad in the eastern half of the U.S. Oh, Sylvie, don't be sad. You'll make me sad. Not the 19th? No, we won't do it on the 19th. That's a Tuesday anyway. Yeah, it's been a little rainy today and yesterday. It tried to snow a bit earlier today. It might be snowing right now because it's pretty dark outside. And then I think it's supposed to snow here for the next couple of days. Aw, sad Sylvie. Did anybody do the gold? Anybody who did this painting, did you do the gold? And if so, what did you use? Did you use gold paint or leaf? However. $50, wow. We did pretty good at 40 something. Let's see what it is right now. It says it's 45 and rain right now. $43. and raining. Never seen snow? Snow is pretty fun. For a while. And then it's not so fun. Pat used iridescent paint. Nice. Gold paint. Yeah, that's perfectly fine. Like I said, I don't have gold paint. I have some of the gold acrylic ink, the Liquitex ink, but it's so transparent. And I was like, I don't want to fight with that. And I didn't want to buy gold paint because I knew I wasn't going to use it for really anything else. And I thought, well, I still have all that gold leaf. I'll just use that. So, yeah, the gold leaf, not required. Lee, I thought that there were places in Australia that did get snow. Does it just get cold in the winter and no snow? Good for you, Lisa. Own it. Sylvie, I bet some gold leaf in your abstracts would be awesome. Okay. I thought so, but then I remembered that I realized that I had never, like, seen photos of Australia with snow. And I have, you know, several friends who live there, and they've never posted photos of snow. So I'm like, oh, I don't know, maybe I'm just dumb. Maybe they don't get snow. But I think they get snow in New Zealand, right? But New Zealand is, I mean, obviously it's not Australia. New Zealand is farther south, isn't it? I've never actually been anywhere outside of the western U.S. I know that's sad. I need to go to Australia someday. I would love to go to Australia. No, Shannon, it's pretty cheap. It's not actually gold. You can get it at like any craft store or probably Michael's. I would love to go to Canada too. Yes, Canada for sure. Oh yeah. Klimt's paintings, yes, gold works so perfectly in his paintings. I really want to go anywhere. I should go anywhere. I want to go to Europe. Really bad. I would love to go to Russia, but maybe not. Seems a little tense. But but it seems like such a beautiful country, and the people seem really awesome. Donna's going to Australia for Christmas. Oh, you lucky, lucky lady. You are always going fun places. Yes, Japan. My brother and his family lived in Japan for almost 2 years. I was so jealous. I didn't get to go visit them. Greece, that would be great. Janesville, Wisconsin. What do you want to learn, Lisa? Oh. I just take all my pictures with my cell phone, and if they don't turn out, then I take another one and another one and another one, and I tend to take about 45 photos of my painting until it looks right, and then I'm pretty good at my Photoshop program, so I can like adjust it's always skewed, you know, it's never straight, so I have to like straighten it out, sometimes change the brightness and the contrast and everything, so it's not just as easy as going, snap, that's a great photo. It's like, pfft, I can work with that. So, what else? Do you guys have any other questions? Anything else you guys want to talk about? Like I said, we won't be having a painting next week because I'm bad at my job this week. But I am always open to your suggestions. So please, yes, Lisa, quantity is key, and get yourself an editing program and learn how to use it. That. I'm always open to your suggestions. If you have, you know, some royalty-free photos that you're like, this would make a great painting for a tutorial or whatever. I know the Buddha was really popular, and I've had a lot of people say they'd like more along those lines. Jennifer actually sent me an image that I need to visit. I should visit that one soon. So yeah, send me some ideas, guys. I will take your suggestions before I'll take anyone else's suggestions. Yes, well, Vince is doing yoga. And when Vince does yoga, Mr. Moon and Olaf are all over him, screaming in his face. Well, Moon is screaming in his face. I really like that idea, Sylvie. You know what cave I'm talking about in France, I imagine. I need to try and find some photos of that so I can look at it and see if that's something that I could come up with an idea. I do like that idea a lot.
Cave paintings?
Yeah. Yeah,
That's a great
Sylvie
idea.
suggested to do
That's
a painting
great.
of the cave paintings.
I like it.
Yeah. The barkless white trees. Love that idea. No, I'm not going to show you Vince doing yoga. That's rude. Goat yoga, I've seen that. That's hilarious. But goats have like little tiny hooves, and I can imagine that would be kind of painful. It's all like clunk in your back. I don't think I like that idea. I would just like hug a goat. I think goats are so cute. Someday I want to have a goat. They're kind of like the perfect pet that's like halfway between a dog and like a cow or something.
Their pellets look easy to clean up. I think.
Yeah. They're so dang cute.
What do they sound like?
No, I'm not going to make a goat sound. What are you talking about? Just trying to get me to make goat sounds. Fainting goats are the best. But I feel bad for laughing at them. But it's just their defense mechanism. So it's not cruel to laugh at them. But it's funny when they fall over. Exactly, they eat everything and then you don't have to mow your lawn. Pygmy goats are the cutest. And I love that they like jump up on top of everything. They have to stand on top of everything. Old goats stink? Like when they get old, they stink? I need one of those fancy goats that is always young then. That never gets old. A stuffed animal? That's not the same. They don't jump on top of everything. Vince is going to buy me a stuffed animal goat now, which is not acceptable because he knows I need a real goat. Now he's pretending he can't hear me. Whatever. Alright, well, if you guys don't have anything else, then I am going to go have some dinner and maybe try and do my January ATC card and try and plan out some things for next week. So give me those emails. Send me those ideas. So I will talk to you guys later, and I will get you information on what we're doing this weekend as soon as I know. So hopefully in the next couple of days. So have a lovely rest of your day, everyone, and I will see you in a few days. So bye.